Well, when they first start with us, one of the first things we ask them to do is throw away the recipe book. And so, because recipes don't work, right? And once we get them off the recipe and they get confident in not only the AGRI-Coach's capabilities, but our capabilities in helping them, and they start asking us to help them connect some dots, the sky becomes the limit. So it's all about, in my opinion, it's all about smashing the old models. And one of the things I say a lot, it's pretty ad nauseum, is the biggest problem in agriculture, the biggest problem in this world is that it lies between our ears. And so I always say the mantra should be learn, unlearn, and relearn. And in agriculture, successful farm customers learn, unlearn, and relearn consistently, constantly.
And you know, when you look at the world and how much food the world needs, I think unfortunately the farmers of the 70s, it is coming to an end, and whether people like it or not, I think we need to be producing more food per acre because there's only so much farmland in the world. A lot of people say that farmers feed the world. I think that's true. However, we're taking a lot of credit for it. Yeah. There are just a tremendous amount of companies that stand behind, whether it's a fertilizer or a chemical or a technology in seed. There are so many companies out there that we could not do it with. And not only on that scale, but even in the processing. I mean, there is a tremendous amount of power behind what we have to work with now than what people did 20 years ago.
Well, success can be measured in lots of different ways, right? And we work with a lot of different growers in a lot of different industries, and so how can we help them? Well, like I mentioned before, we help them throw away the recipe. We help them understand how they can get to the next level or the next levels. We provide the tools and the support that help them feel confident in their ability to get there. And we provide all of that through a personal relationship with somebody called an agri-coach. And so it's like layer of support and tools that get them to that next level. Well, when we first sign up a farm customer, we go through a very detailed process that involves an evaluation of their farm's situation, but also an evaluation of what they perceive as their dangers and what they perceive as their opportunities and strengths. And then we ask them goofy questions about what their goals are for the next 3 years and what they've done for the last 3 years. And we mash that all together and attempt to give them recommendations that match up with not only their expectations but also their experience and their goals. And so that makes us quite a lot different than most groups that almost have this predetermined notion of where farmers should be going and then try to ram it at them, right? Well, multiple ways, but I guess the main two ways would be that the agri-coach, supported by AGRI-TREND Agrology, takes on some of the responsibility, and in most relationships that the ownership of that responsibility gets shifted more and more towards the agri-coach. So they take on the responsibility of making many of the decisions regarding crop inputs and yield goals and so on and so forth, and that farmers are so stretched in terms of time and the decisions they got to make. That's huge. And then of course the glue of all of that is the data management systems that can be accessible not only by the agri-coach but also by the farmer and a cross-referencing coach who pretty much looks over all of the recommendations that are made. So it's not just a relationship between the agri-coach and the farmer, but it's a relationship between the agri-coach, the farmer, the quality control coach, and the whole of AGRI-TREND Agrology and AGRI-TREND Inc. Call me, call one of the network managers, call the office, call any one of the presidents. We'll be more than happy to show you what we're all about. There's many, many opportunities within this thing called AGRI-TREND. The amount of services that we can provide are quite varied, and everybody has their own different menu that they can pick from. So talk to us.